Yeah, beautiful day, by the way, in Jacksonville for the Foles family to arrive. He actually arrived last night into TIAA yesterday evening, just before 9 p.m., flying in from California. And then this morning, he stayed out by the beach in a hotel. This morning, they go over to JOI, excuse me, and get a physical. And that was pretty quick. So that means probably no problems with the physical as expected. And now he's on his way to TIAA Bank Field. I tell you what. Nick Foles already elusive in traffic, so he'll be able to get away from the rush because it was a little traffic from San Marco to downtown at TIAA Bank Field, and we now await his arrival to walk through the gates and sign that contract. 4 years, $88 million. We believe that's the Nick Foles vehicle right there, as you can see in the right corner of the screen. His family is Tori, his wife, and he has a daughter, Lily. 6'6", 243-pounder. There's your new franchise quarterback, Jacksonville. That is Nick Foles, Super Bowl 52 MVP, and on his way inside Jags headquarters to really give the best autograph he's ever given in his entire life, and that is for a 4-year, $88 million deal. A little wave to some of the folks that are out there. It just happened a short time ago, and now he's inside the building and ready to sign that contract, probably doing that as we speak. Again, 1 o'clock news conference. We will carry it live on CBS 47, Fox 30, and also on the radio side on ESPN 690 as well. 68 touchdowns, 33 interceptions. Those are the career marks. 11,000 passing yards, 88.5 rating. And, of course, his success in the postseason the last couple of years earned Nick Foles a lot of money. People saw this one coming. The dots were connected. John DeFilippo, his former QB coach in Philly, now the offensive coordinator of the Jags. And really, there were not a ton of landing spots. I've said this for the last couple of days. Did the Jags just have a stroke of luck when a former Pro Bowler and Super Bowl MVP, a guy who outdueled Tom Brady, landed in their lap with not a lot of other teams looking for a veteran QB here in 2019? Other teams already had their quarterback or have invested in a young quarterback, and there were not a lot of suitors for Nick Foles. Not because they don't think he's a good player, just because the timing of it all. So from that sense, the Jags may have just been very fortunate. We may look back on this day, this 14th of March, this important day for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and say, wow, the Jags got a big break. They didn't have to battle anyone else to get Nick Foles, who has a Super Bowl ring, a Super Bowl MVP on his resume, and a Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl MVP on his resume as well. And the Jaguars believe his best football is ahead of him. He's just 30 years old. That is young for a quarterback. That's older for a running back, but young for a quarterback, could be heading right into his prime as now the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He will wear number 7. He wore 9 in Philadelphia, but he will wear number 7. One last thought on Nick Foles as we wrap up our coverage this morning on Fox 30. We'll continue our coverage all day long on the social media channels and, of course, on CBS 47 and Fox 30 as you get a look at Sky Action News. Jax, who followed Nick Foles from his physical to the stadium. This guy is beloved in Philadelphia. Absolutely beloved. If you look at some of the comments on social media about Nick Foles, and Sal Palantonio from ESPN, we had him on a radio show this week. He's a Philadelphia guy. He wrote a book about that Super Bowl with Nick Foles and the Eagles winning the championship a couple years ago. He says he might go down as the greatest Philadelphia Eagle of all time because nobody else has won a Super Bowl MVP. He also says he'll never buy a meal again in Philadelphia because of winning the Super Bowl championship. So Philadelphia is a huge sports town. They are sad to see Nick Foles go. So it's interesting the Jaguars pick up Nick Foles, and this isn't a guy they were kicking to the curb in Philadelphia. They wrestled with trying to keep Nick Foles. They just have another quarterback and a young quarterback they believe in as well in Carson Wentz, and that's why Nick Foles was free to go, and he ends up right here in Jacksonville, Florida, in Northeast Florida. It's going to be a busy day, fun day here in Jacksonville, and this could be the start of something big. What else did the Jags do around Nick Foles now? He had some weapons in Philadelphia. You have to support the quarterback. If there's one thing we learned with Blake Bortles, if you don't have enough around him, well, you're not going to be ultra successful. The Jaguars need to stay healthy. Leonard Fournette needs to play well, and then they have to find more weapons. We will talk to Tom Coughlin, Doug Marrone, Dave Caldwell more about that today as they wrap up free agency and look forward to the draft. in April. Our coverage will continue. Nick Foles in Jacksonville, in the building, signing that 4-year, $88 million contract as we speak, guys.